Hi, and thanks for joining us. My name is Brice Perkins. We sit in WCGtv studios as I'm alongside Tanis Brown-Birch, Fruit Share Branding Coordinator. Thanks for joining us today.
Thank you very much for having me.
So, if you can just tell us about how long the Fruit Share project has been in organization, how much has been in the works for?
Well, it started in 2010 in Winnipeg. Getty Stewart started it. And really she started just because she was tired of seeing the fruit in her own neighborhood going to waste, whether it was squished on the sidewalk or left alone in people's yards. So they started with about 10 volunteers and picked about 100 pounds of fruit. And since then, this last year, it has grown to be about 450 volunteers, and they picked over 10,000 pounds of fruit.
Perfect.
So we've now moved into Brandon.
Perfect. And how long have you guys been in Brandon for?
Just for the last 2 months. So we started, officially I started my job May 13th. So in just over 2 months, we've done quite a bit so far.
Now, Fruit Share is a volunteer-based. What are some volunteers' jobs that people can do if they volunteer with you guys?
Well, when you sign up to volunteer, you can register and say what kind of volunteering you'd like to do. So the first choice is just doing the fruit picking, which most people say yes, they'd like to do that. But people can also become involved. We've got lots of different community events where they can come sit at our booths if they want to be doing anything to do with advertising or blogging, that kind of thing. So we really do want to get volunteers involved in more than just the picking.
And of course, you don't just have to be a volunteer picking the fruit, but you can be a volunteer by letting people come onto your land and pick your fruit. What do they have to do if they are interested in that?
Again, it's very similar. So our registrations, both for volunteers and for the fruit owners, is through our website, which right now is at www.fruitshare.ca. And they're just very simple forms. So when you sign up to be a fruit owner, you tell us what kind of fruit you have, when you think they might be ready. And so when it's looking like your fruit's ready to harvest, then you let us know and we plan the volunteer groups to come and pick.
Perfect. Now, who gets the fruit that is picked?
So what we do is we split it up 3 ways. So if you sign up to be a fruit owner, when we come and pick, a third goes back to you. So for example, if people are just no longer able to pick their fruit, they get a third of it back. A third goes home with the volunteers who've picked it, and then a third gets distributed here in Brandon.
And now, which organization will receive the fruit that is picked?
Well, we've got right now about 10 different organizations that we're donating to. So places like Samaritan House, Helping Hands, the YWCA. Just today, actually, we dropped off our first donation at the Prairie Oasis, and they're in charge of doing Meals on Wheels, so that's something really important to get involved in.
Now, when you're looking at these organizations, how do you pick what organization gets the fruit?
Well, really anyone who's in need. So we're really looking to help, especially, downtown places, people who, are going to the food banks or going to the soup kitchen who just don't have, enough food or enough money to get that food.
Perfect. Now, you mentioned the food banks, the Meals on Wheels program. Do you work with any of the farmers that participate in the farmers markets?
Actually, we do. Eggard Farms is a big supporter of our group. Nora from Eggard Farms is actually on our advisory board. Just yesterday, we were out at Grand Valley Strawberries, and we picked just over 200 pounds of strawberries, so that was a fantastic donation from them.
Now, are you guys just an organization that works through the summer, or what do you guys do to help the community during more in the winter time?
In the winter time, so my position is done as of October, but we do, our advisory board stays together throughout the winter, just so they can do more planning, say for the spring, see what Winnipeg is doing, and do a bit more planning for next year.
Perfect. Now, earlier you mentioned how people can contact Fruit Share. Is there any other ways that we can get in touch with you?
You can email me, which is really easy, which is fruitsharebrandon@gmail.com. Again, we've got our website, which is fruitshare.ca. We're also on Facebook. You can find us on Twitter as well.
Perfect. Thank you very much. And of course, it was a pleasure to sit down with you today.
Thank you.
And of course, you can check out Fruit Share anytime, of course, by emailing, or maybe you just want to get involved by volunteering. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you very much.
Perfect.